Hey there, everyone. It's the author, and you're joining me for the Fast 15. As we normally do about this time of day, we take no more than about 15 minutes to pause, check up, check in, enjoy a note from any of the books or audio books, and then close out with a couple of announcements, updates, and get you on your way. As you know, when life is lifing, sometimes you can't wait until the next day or later in the day for a pause and reset. So hopefully, this time allows you that midday opportunity to slow things down. It does for me, so I hope it does for you. Make sure to stay connected with me here on the gram at AuthorASnorton, the easiest way to do so. And thank you, everybody, for liking, sharing, reposting, all that, and then some. So, whenever you get a chance to watch, hopefully it is providing you with a little pick me up and lift that we can all use. So before we get into our book of the day and our topic of the day or what have you, I always take time to acknowledge people on both sides. Meaning, for those of you that are going through a rough time, some of you might be going through, financial challenges, health challenges, relationship challenges, or just stressed, frustrated, hurting, all those types of things. So if that sounds like you or someone you know, especially if you're feeling it a little bit extra, because to varying degrees, we're all going through something, but some are just getting a little bit extra dosage of some stuff. So if that sounds like you or someone you know, please take a moment to kind of pause, try to slow down your moving parts as best as possible. If what you're going through requires professional attention and you have access to it, please go ahead and utilize that. Or if you just have to just change up your routine, the people you're around, all that type of thing, please identify the most constructive means possible to help you, get through. But there are people who are rooting for you to get through it successfully. Everybody isn't against you. There are some who are, but it's not everybody. So just sending up a word of encouragement for those who need it. On the flip side, there's some that are doing exceedingly well in those same areas and then some. So if you or someone you know is going through a very positive time, whether it's small or something big or something in between, congratulations. Keep up with the positive thinking, the positive, movement. Um, Feed off the positive energy, but also let's think about those who aren't doing as well and just try to be the best resource we can as best as possible. So today, going back to quotes and notes, something's on the horizon. This is the 2022 release. This is the part think piece, part journal that helps you kind of pause and reset. All the quotes, with the exception of one, are quotes that yours truly came up with. But in addition to the quote and the explanation behind it, it's space for you to journal whether you agree, you disagree, you want to go in a deeper direction, you want to go in a different direction, because we know what you put in your head is going to show up in some way, shape, or form. So all of us have to be real aware of what our mind state really, really is. And if we put too much garbage in it, garbage in, garbage out. Seriously. And we've seen enough examples of people that are putting garbage in and garbage out. So we've got to be real careful about what we do. And also just knowing when your mind is cluttered or chaotic or confused or what have you, go sit down somewhere, dial it down a notch or two, and then you operate in a much more clear space. So today, from Quotes and Notes, Something's on the Horizon, here's the quote that I'm going to read from. The size of your platform is important, but what's more important is understanding you have one. Use it accordingly, and you never know what impact you can make. Now, this is real important, especially with the political landscape being what it is, and we see where things are kind of one-sided or lopsided. Some might feel that they don't have, the platform that people are going to listen to, or their platform isn't large enough, or things along those lines. But keep in mind, there's still pushback to some of the nonsense that we're seeing. And yeah, I'm going to call it what it is. There's nothing inherently sensible when decisions that you're making are going to negatively impact a minimum of about 10 to 25% of the US population. You're talking about, the bill that was passed earlier this summer that's cutting about 1.5 trillion from services like SNAP, which are basically food access, Head Start, which is education access, and of course Medicaid, which a number of children get their health benefits from, let alone older people. So there's nothing sensible about that. I'm going to go ahead and say that. And some people think, well, things are kind of leaning one direction. People on the other side, who's going to listen to them? But even with the numbers being what they are, you still have an opportunity to speak up, speak to, and see what constructive things you can do to put things in a better position. And when you think about any type of change in society, it hasn't been the majority. It's been the committed few or committed minority who have helped effectuate change. So yeah, it gets frustrating when you see foolishness being rewarded, or blatant disregard for things being seemingly unchecked, or people just putting their heads in the sand or saying this doesn't have to deal with me or whatever. But directly or indirectly, there's stuff that is going to impact us. And at some point, you have to get educated and informed about what's going on. You have to think of things bigger than your proximity to a certain standard, which might not be a standard you want to meet in the first place. You definitely have to think bigger than just you. So again, I'm going to read this one more time. The size of your platform is important, but what's more important is understanding you have one. Use it accordingly. You never know what impact you can make. Sometimes it takes one to bring about positive change for many. So, quotes and notes, something's on the horizon. That's what we're pulling from today. Make sure to get a copy online or from your favorite bookstore or the bookstores I'm already in. And go ahead and go from there and kind of get that reset that you need. Okay, a couple quick things as we get ready to wind down. October 18th from 12 to 3 p.m. Join me at Nubian Bookstore in Morrow, Georgia. That'll be my next book signing. So that'll be South Metro Atlanta. Shouts to everybody there who always does a great job. But again, make sure to mark your calendars. Be there on October the 18th from 12 to 3 p.m. October 23rd, starting at 5:30 at the Winder Public Library in Winder, Georgia. I'll be a participating author for the Inspire Author Series. This is a great way to meet, greet, connect, small roundtables, things along those lines, talking about all the books and more. So make sure to check that out if you're in Barrow County, Athens, Clark County, Gwinnett, any of the interlocking areas. Make your way there on October the 23rd. Those are the two main events I've got coming on the author end. Just a reminder, for those of you that are fans of jazz, October 5th is an elegant evening of jazz. This is the third consecutive year of the event. That'll be at Spivey Hall. So get your tickets at spiveyhall.org. Click on events and go ahead and check it out. So shouts to Dr. Shanita Conley for the tremendous work that she's doing in putting that together, and the Morrow High School, their jazz ensemble is going to be the recipient. So make sure to check that out. Shouts again for last month. The Carolinas International Book Fair had an amazing time. Thank you to Cozy Reads, who's the newest bookstore carrying quotes and notes, Something's on the Horizon, as well as my new book, 8 Months of Mercy. Also shouts to the Book House, Winston-Salem, North Carolina, so you can get signed copies there. So make sure to, check stuff out. And with it being October, the weather's starting to get a little bit cooler. You need some more indoor activity. And of course, today is National Book Month. So get a book. Get one of mine. Get more than one of mine, but definitely check those out. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. The next newsletter should be coming out soon, so I'll have some updates in there regarding these and other events. Trying to see if there's anything else to really mention. Lens to Pens podcast, we'll be working on our next episode's coming soon. So that's the collaborative piece that we do with Emery Rose Photography. A couple other changes on the horizon. And I'm going to say this, you're thankful and grateful for opportunities that are presented to you. There are a couple of things that run their course. That happens, that's life. But you're thankful and grateful for the people who are part of those and the entities that are part of those. So I'm definitely excited for what can be on the horizon. So that's basically about it. But again, as always, thank you for watching, sharing, all that type of thing. I hope you're getting a sense of motivation and encouragement through these. So as we close out, as we say, whether small or big, a victory is a victory, whether slow or swift, movement is movement. Keep it victorious, keep it moving. All of you take very good care. I'll look forward to seeing you guys real soon.